ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic weekend of Formula One racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Bats. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. Lined up some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience viewing footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. We go once and all the cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they going to take it? What are they going to do? Is they going to go deep? Are they going to go? Who knows? Let's take out and away we go! DRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this DRS zone because I have a feeling. Oh no, Timo, cancel the crusher in the traction zone. I pressed command up and another overtake on 123 trademark. This is round 3.
And Timo are oh, it's the pit. Oh no! Oh my god, this so sorry, control myself. So Timo
so what we gotta do so they can start at the back together again, just like Timo likes it.
How many times did you see how many times Timo tried to get into the pit?
Hello and welcome to the SLR Tier 2 race here at Abu Dhabi, the finale of the season, the last one to round it out. Who's going to take it here today at this Yas Marina circuit in the desert, the flattest track you'll see. Joined alongside me today is Boosted Mess for the first time. Hello, Boosted.
Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Hope we're all ready for the last race of the season here.
Yeah, the black screen was up because I had nothing to show, and I wasn't going to show something we've already seen for another 2 seconds that we were waiting. So we are here now, we're here for the action. It doesn't sound like there's any game audio for me, so I'm just going to quickly check my Streamlabs and make sure that is some for you. That is okay. So
yeah.
we'll get underway. We start with qualifying. I believe it is Dane the Dangerous who is going to be the first driver to set a lap. But some hot shots that we've been looking at recently that have had some fantastic pace that we've seen throughout the week. One of them being Sonny, setting 32s in practice. So he would be someone who I'd keep a very close eye on as we go through the session.
Yeah, this seems to be one of his favourite tracks as well. So he's been bashing in a lot of practice recently. So I'm expecting a good result from him today.
Yep, his race pace also has been very good. He's been keeping up with a few Tier 1 guys up there. Very good to see. He just needs to get those assists off, and then we should see him in Tier 1 one day. But yeah, just keep another one, just someone to watch. Another one to watch is obviously the usual suspects of Legend and Terra, who's in this. Terra winning last time out in yesterday. He won yesterday in Tier 3. Overtaking Joel on the last lap to be able to claim that win on circuit, although he was going to get it through penalties. The Haas he is driving today, a bit different to the Mercedes. Hopefully he can string something together like he did yesterday and maybe be able to get some points today.
Yep, we've got yellow flags already popping up. I think that's just everybody slowing down to try and give themselves a bit of a gap and a bit of breathing space to get a clean lap in.
Yep, I think that will be what it is. And Dane the Dangerous saying a 16.7 in the first sector, so a very fast first sector from the racing point, if I do say so myself. And Chief saying Abu Dhabi best track is Sonny's Discord name, so he obviously agrees with you that is his favourite circuit. And let's see if he proves it. Just gonna run on board of Dane. You have to say it in an Indian accent. That's how you have to say it. I have to say Abu Dhabi best track.
Looking further down the field, and I see McKender's on an invalid lap already, unfortunately. So maybe a bit wide in somewhere or cut one of the corners. It's really easy done on this track as well. It's there's a few areas where if you can afford to take quite a lot of curb, but it then becomes a very fine line between how far is too far. So it's easy to pick up penalties here.
Yep, and Dane with a 56.4 in the middle sector, going very well if he does not make a mistake through this final sector. He's going to come through the last corner now. We'll see what we can do. It's looking like a very good first run from the racing point. Will it be a 32? It's a 33.4 in the early stages of the session. And that is what we like to see early on. It'll be Christos who's going to cross the line next, and he does a 34.3. Dahama, who I tried to switch to but didn't get there in time, does a 34.8. I'm going to switch over to Galileo, who's going to come across the line now. We'll see what he can do, as Fox does a 33.7, Galileo with a 3.8. I'm going to switch over now to Timo and Sonny, as Sonny's going to come across the line now. It's a 33.4 from Sonny on the first run, and he takes provisional pole position in the Red Bull.
Yeah, that's quite a phenomenal quick early lap there. So setting the standard for the qualifying session quite early on there.
Yep, definitely, indeed. His Legend a 10th and a bit down, and that was a bit of a cut by Legend, but the game deciding not to penalise him for that as he comes on the hairpin in third gear to make sure he doesn't get any wheel spin. He is on the medium tyres. I'll put on fitted instead of best in the early parts, and then we'll switch later on. Legend's just looking for a good time early out on the mediums. That's what he'll be wanting. I have no idea. I'm currently down with funny virus, to be honest. Yep, Jensen. I hope you get better soon, and I hope to see you on the grid tomorrow, because I want to do some side-by-side through the triple chicane. That's what I want to to explore.
Carnage incoming.
Yeah. I might just give him a little love tap, you know. He might go off circuit and spin, but you know, it's just friendly wheel contact. As Legend did a 56.9, but you got to keep in mind he's in the wall. Now with the wing damage, I was gonna say keep in mind that he's on the mediums, and those mediums didn't have much grip as he came around that corner. It's not. He's gonna have to pull back into the pit lane with heavy wing damage.
That's a disappointing opening lap there from him. He'll be kicking himself as well, because he was quite close to the completion of that lap there as well.
Yep, it wasn't great for him. And I think he's on wheel for his first race. Is that Legend? I assume. I assume that's Legend you were talking about, Tipsy. He's the one that's been getting the most talk about wheel. Unless you are talking about someone else. Yeah, Legend. Thought so. So Legend is on a wheel. It looks like he has been putting in some practice though. Legend about to die? I hope not, Chief. I hope not. I'm going to see him up there. As Nico Roswell has retired from the session. I think that may have been something he did in the pit lane. As Larson's just going around the circuit in no ARS. I don't think that's the best strategy for him to do.
Yep, just seen Crystals and Vinny are just exited into pit lane, so they're going out to quick out lap and then put in their second fast lap of the qualifying.
Yep, you can see a massive pace divide, which is something we normally don't see in Tier 2. We normally see very close grids. I saw in Brazil we had first to 18th separated by about 7 tenths, but here the complete opposite. First to 12 separated by 1.4 seconds. So it's looking
quite
close.
A clear divide, isn't there, from the sort of top, well, there is quite a clear divide actually. Yeah, as you say, going through the whole grid there, you got the top two are very, very close. We've only got a bit of a gap down to third and fourth, and then we're into the 34 seconds from there downwards.
Tipsy asking if we can see Timo's lap. He's not currently on one, he's on an out lap. I don't know whether that message was sent while he was on one, but we can run on board of Timo. We can watch a lap of the McLaren driver go around the circuit on board, as requested by the chat. Danny saying load cell's good. Please don't get fast on it. I need a result, thank you. Timo running a bit wide there, didn't really know where he was going. Yeah, I need a result, thank you. Just watching Timo go through the middle sector. Starting to begin his lap, he will be putting it into the hot lap and maximum modes. We're going to take you through a lap of the Abu Dhabi circuit as he short shifts up in a fourth to get the best traction you can on the run up to the main straight. There's a Ferrari ahead of him that is on a lap, that is Dragon, and he shifts down to fourth to make sure to get the car turned in. Barely keeping up with Intraat limits, but that's what you got to do. You got to use every single bit of road and coming through the long right and into the chicane that is turn 4 and turn 5. He messes it up a bit, but he manages to keep the car on the track as he takes a bit of a later apex to make sure he gets the best exit out of the hairpin. And now as he comes down the first back straight, opens DRS, you want to be reaching around 206 miles an hour as you eclipse the braking zone of this next corner. And it's going to be just as this curb changes, and he's going down into second gear, not opting for first, feels like he doesn't need it, rides the sausage curb, not using any curb on exit just to make sure he doesn't get any wheel spin, and he deploys the DRS once again as he comes down the second back straight, and as we see his middle sector split of a 56.5, so not far off what Dane did, and the triple chicane, that is a corner cut unfortunately for the McLaren driver, and he will continue with the lap by the looks of it. So he's going to continue as he comes through the double right, which turns into a triple one, braking down into fourth gear, and yeah, he has slowed down and abandoned that lap.
Oh, as Crystals just jumps into third position there. I was watching his lap earlier on there, I didn't want to interrupt you there, but yeah, put in the fastest first sector, and then yeah, puts himself right up at the top there with the fast guys there.
Oh, good to see. Sonny is not up currently. We'll see if he can do something in the middle sector. We'll watch him go through these corners. Down to second there for the extra rotation, which is not something I've seen many drivers do. It's not something I even do myself, coming through that section of corners. And Legend goes top with a 33.2. The Renault not messing about. And he takes provisional pole. Can Sonny do anything to dethrone him from that provisional pole position? He short shifts. He's looking for it. It does. He does. It's a 33.077. So close to the 32s, but not quite managing to get there. The Red Bull takes provisional pole position once again in this qualifying session, and in great style. Only 77 hundredths off the 32s. Could this be the first 32 that we see this week?
I think surely we can see a 32. I mean, the track's going to evolve constantly. It's going to generate more grip as we get closer towards the end of the session here, and yeah, surely we're going to see a 32.
Yep, Makenda invalidated another lap, so it's not looking good for Makenda. Ron's on a lap, who I switched to, and he might get a bit of a two. He's not on one anymore. I think he's on a in lap actually, so that's my mistake. I think that's everyone's second run done so far. Larson is on a lap, sorry, so Larson's on a lap. He's coming through the middle sector now. He loses the rear a bit in the Williams, so it could be a decent lap, maybe. We'll see. It's a 57.4, so it's not one of the faster middle sector times we've seen. And he loses the rear again, so it's not looking good for Larson this lap.
I see a change for position again at the top there as Adiero goes fourth. That's quite a substantial jump. I'm pretty sure he was around the midfield there earlier on.
Yeah, I don't remember actually. I'd see it. I'm just watching Larson, and we'll see what he can do as he comes around the final corner now. And Dragon leaves the session, so we'll try and get him back in. And Larson jumps up one position ahead of Nico Rosberg with 35.2. Hopefully we can get Dragon back in. Can you invite Dragon?
I can give it a go. Hang on.
I just don't know about Zwoops crosses the line. Goes P11 with a 33.8 from the Mercedes driver, running the number 69 on that car. Fox looks like he's on the lap as well, so we'll see what the other Racing Point can do. So I think Makenda, Dragon and Timo might be starting from the back deliberately. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, Timo's on another lap, so Dragon's been able to join back. Tipsy, do you still want to see that Timo lap? Do you, you still want the run on board as Timo? He was 16.8, so not as good out of a first sector as last time. And it looks like Timo comes onto the back straight now, and he's going to deploy some DRS to make sure he gets the maximum of the car and give Timo what it is. So we're going to run on board with Timo for the rest of this lap. Some of the fast drivers are in the pit lane, and Timo is one of the faster ones in this tier, taking 2 wins this season, I believe, or one. He won it in Mexico. That's what I can remember. And we'll see what his middle sector split is. It's a 56.5, so it's very similar to the one he did before he invalidated, and this time, through the triple chicane, he only loses the rear end instead of invalidating his lap. As he runs through the double right-hander, that turns into another 90-degree corner. And he brakes very late and manages to clip the curb. Third, and no short shift up into fourth. He holds it in third, and the short shift up into fourth on the exit of this corner. And now onto the penultimate. And it looks like it's not as... I don't think he would have carried as much speed as what he would have liked. But we'll see what the time is. Doesn't look too bad. It's a 33.4 from the McLaren. And puts himself in position for. So good luck by Timo.
Just gonna see if we can get Dragon back in.
Oh, he left. Oh, yeah, he left again. Unfortunately, like Cruiser left a curse on the Ferrari. He definitely left a curse on my car, because I don't know. 9 DNFs just doesn't in a row just don't happen for nothing. I swear. Just trying to look for someone who's on a lap. Dahaba's about to start one, so we'll keep that in mind. Galileo's on one. He just... oh, never mind. He has invalidated. What about Terra? Terra's on a lap. He's coming through the final sector now. And he locks up a lot there. Does Terra, which is not going to help his cause through these last couple corners. He loses the rear a bit as everyone's on their out lap. The majority of people are on their out lap to round out the session, try and get their shot at pole. And Terra comes across the line to 33.9, which puts him P15 just behind his teammate Vicky.
Do we have Dragon back in yet, or is he still...
I didn't see him back in. I'll try and invite him. Okay.
I need him to add me, but I have fired the information into Discord.
I'm just trying to find him. I cannot seem to find him. I'll just return to the game. Hopefully he can get back in. Hopefully he gets invited. He gets invited by someone else in the lobby. As Crystals puts himself in P2. Sorry that we missed that. Crystals put himself in P2 with a 33.1. So some drivers very close to the 32 range. Will we see one from Legend? This guy right here. We'll run on board of him. Sonny and Gala haven't started their lap yet. Vinny retires from the session. He is in a lonely P16. Vinny locks up. Legend, sorry, locks up. And it's not a very good chicane there. It's not going to get him the exit that he needs. He hugs the inside to save as much time as he can. Unfortunately, Dragon has got back into the session. And Legend is up. But it's not enough currently. He needs to gain some time through the last sector, which he looks like he's doing. We'll see if he can break into the 32s. The 32 is ideally what you need to be able to secure pole position here. And he breaks into the final sector now, the final section, the final couple of corners. Will he be able to claim another pole position, or will we see Sonny's first? Or will we see Crystals, or maybe even Dane on that top step, on the front row of the grid? And Legend's going to come around the final corner, and we won't see, we will not find out whether Legend will be able to take his claim to the podium, to the pole position spot. He was a bit too greedy on the curb, and that is it for him.
I'm just watching Sonny coming around now.
He's
Just
a
set a
10th.
terrible second
But he
sector.
ran wide there. Hopefully he can hold it together. Will we see our first 32 of the week? It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. I think... I don't know, with that little bit of running wide, he's going to have to put in a very good final. It looks like he's got pole secured, and he backs off.
Oh, he abandons.
He
that's
backs
unfortunate.
off. What can Dane do? Dane's in the wall! Dane is in the wall. Now it's just Adam. It's Adam in the top 6, and then there's Girl. Girl is going to finish his lap air before Adam does, so we'll switch back to Adam as Vicky puts P4, but that's replaced by Gerla. Can Adam replace any of them? No. And I think it's Makenda who's the last driver to come across the line, and nothing making of it. So Sonny claims his first pole position in Tier 2. A fantastic drive by him. I'm just going to have a look at those sector times. No, from mine. No, I'm not. And that is qualifying rounded out. The Red Bull starts on pole position, as predicted, actually. But the field did tighten up in the end. First to 16th, separated by 8 tenths. So it just shows how good these drivers are, how much they're improving, how much they're pushing each other. Very good. We should hopefully have a race in our hands between Crystals and Legend and Sonny. And then it's Gerla, Vicky, Dane, Timo, Adam, Ron, Darcy, and rounds out your top 10. The Hammer, Fox, Scarlo, Whoops, Terra, Larson, Vinny, and Rosbot all start on fresh tyres. And McKenna the Dragon doing the last to first.
Yeah, very much looking forward to this race now. I think that's thoroughly whetted my appetite. Didn't quite see the 32, but yeah, my God, we came close.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see one tomorrow. Wink, wink. I'm joking. No, I'm sure Hugo will do one tomorrow, or probably Danny. Someone will do one tomorrow. No doubt about that. We just wait for these drivers to ready up. We'll put up the standings while we are waiting. I didn't put up the track record. I think the track record was a 33.6. Then that got beaten by Joel with a 33. I think I got beat by Joel with a 33.4, and now Sonny holds it with a 33 dead. So another chance to beat it. And that is our championship results. Legend is the champion. And Red Bull are actually in a very intense fight with Ferrari for the next step. And I can't actually see Alfa Romeo's tally. Let me just up my quality of the stream.
That's 133, is it, points they've got?
Yeah, I think their main fights with Ferrari. Gerla and Sonny. Sonny, who's looking very good, can jump Dick or Rosbot in the standings as well. But at the top, Legend has it completely tied up. He is the Tier 2 champion of SLR. So we'll take that off your screen. I believe this one is the race winner. And we can see who our previous race winners are. We will just see in a minute, as I've clicked the wrong button, as always, and then I have to wait for the stream to catch up to realise I did that. There we go, our previous winners here at the United Arab Emirates, and that is Season 3, we have Costa won here, and then in Season 4, last season, if I can speak, was Jason who won, who is not here today.
So cars slowly making their way around now on the formation lap. Trying to get the tyres relatively warm for this.
Yep, we can see some drivers on the mediums. Those being Dahama, Galileo, Whoops, Terra, Larson, Vinny, Roswell, Mackenzie, and Dragon, and Fox being the only driver outside the top 10 to go onto the soft compound tyres. And we need to, who do we think is going to win the race?
I'm going to try and stay impartial, but
So it's very difficult, it's very difficult.
I'm very excited to see what Sonny's got.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, if you want to see impartial, you should watch me and Joel commentate Mexico on the last lap. Completely impartial. There was no bias in there at all.
Yeah, it's difficult to see. I think it's just knowing how much work Sonny's put into this and how long he's been grinding this track for now.
Yeah.
I hope it goes well.
Yeah, I really hope it does. Sonny's been riddled with bad luck this season, and he's finally got a position that he deserves, a position where he can take a win, he can challenge for it, and if he plays his cards right, will get a podium at least if he does everything he needs to today. As the last drivers line up on the grid, the Ferrari of Dragon, that'll be my Ferrari tomorrow night. We'll see if Sonny can make a stake make a claim for P1 as he runs down into the first corner. And we are getting prepared now. It's looking good. It's going to be good. It's the SLR Tier 2 finale and it's lights out and away we go. We got a timing glitch, but it looks like it's okay as Sonny gets a good start. Legend behind getting attacked by Crystals, and Crystals manages to defend, and that's Legend around! That's Legend around, and there's massive carnage at the back!
Carnage,
massive carnage! So many cars on the wall, there's a Red Bull, there's 5-second penalties everywhere, and there's a virtual safety car deployed. Very clumsy start from the drivers. Girl is involved, McKenda, the Hammer's involved as well. Vinny's got a 5-second penalty, as does Terra, but Sonny is in the lead with no damage as we go through turn 1 with Crystals, Dane and Adam, Darcy, Timo, Fox, Ron. Fox making a fantastic start, going from 12th to 7th in the opening lap of the race, avoiding all that carnage at turn 1, so fantastic by him as we are green flag racing once again. Timo challenging Darcy, it looks like, for P5, but he decides to back out of the move. Fighting behind between Legend and Galileo as they battle side by side, and Galileo gets the better of that one, and maybe Dragon might have a look at Legend this time out. He does, as Timo's having a go at Darcy, I can see up there, and let's switch to that fast as around the outside Timo's trying to have a look, and he's still there, but he's not quite able to get there in time as Terra and Gerla battle side by side momentarily. But in the front, it is Sonny who leads the way by 1.2 seconds in the Red Bull. And it's looking good for him so far as Dragon leaves the session with another disconnect. And it is Galileo and Oops battling side by side through Sector 3, which I wouldn't quite recommend. As Legend right on the back of disconnected Dragon. And we're going to try and get Dragon back in as fast as we can. Hopefully, and what's happened to Dane?
Well, Sonny's dropping. Oh no, sorry, my mistake. No, that's I think a timing glitch possibly again there. Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit of desync by Dane.
Yeah.
I don't actually know though. Yeah, there's massive desync happening right now.
A lot of drivers pitting, a lot, and that would be for the mess that we had at the very start. I'm surprised that only warranted a virtual safety car, to be fair. I almost fully expected to see a full safety car coming out there.
Yep. So it's the grid order is correct from 5th down. That is your 1, 2, 3, 4. It says we're on lap 3. I promise you, we're not. We are not on lap 3. We are on lap 2 of the race. So DRS has not quite been enabled for these drivers to use to their advantage. The drivers that are pitting are clearly hoping for a safety car, and that's what they want. Let's hope that these timings sort themselves out as quickly as they can.
We see Vinny, the first of the runners to chance the hard compound tyre, which is a bit of an unusual choice for this track, really. I think most people tend to favour the softs and the mediums, and even go into like a 2-stopper instead, just to avoid having to use the hards altogether.
Well, clearly Vinny thinks he can make them run to the end, and that could be a good strategy if there's no other safety cars, and that might be your only option. I don't think 1.2 seconds is actually the gap between Sonny and Crystals at this point, or Spinals. We'll see. It's 2.2 seconds actually the gap is. So Sonny not messing around, he is going for it, and those are some nice intervals. I know. Very nice intervals.
Yeah, he's already well clear of DRS range now, so yeah, looks like he's going to be able to just control it from here. It'll be on him to avoid making any mistakes, and on the guys behind to try and close the gap.
Yeah, but the guys behind are close. You got Timo, Darcy and Fox all very close together as my intervals go. Which is not really what I like. And DRS is enabled. Darcy doesn't have that privilege, so we could see a bit of a Timo overtake because we have a very nice camera angle of the rear of that Mercedes. And Timo's going to go for it on the outside. He switches to the inside now. He's going to try and get the switch back, get the better exit on the Mercedes. And it looks like he's going to go for it now. There might be another move happening further back between an AlphaTauri and a McLaren. But it looks like the move's done for Timo between Galileo and Ron. I am correct. Galileo breaking himself a bit, but it looks like he's got the move done initially. Can Ron do anything to be able to get back past him? It doesn't look like he's able to. And Galileo sweeps the position of P8, and Ron almost going round, but manages to save it and keep his AlphaTauri facing the correct way around the circuit. And Darcy's Timo's now going to get after Adam and Dane. They're both battling for the podium.
Got a slow Ferrari in the third sector there, which has just brought out yellow flag.
That's Dragon.
That Dragon's desynced car still making its way around.
No, I think that is actually Dragon.
Is
Unfortunately, that is him. He's making his way around the circuit. There's Ron Pitts. So I think he might have some damage to that AlphaTauri. And it's looking good for some of the drivers near the top 10. We'll see how the soft runners handle turn 3. That's a real killer in terms of losing the rear as you go through. There, Dragon has retired from the session and he is done. Sad enough. He doesn't want to race in this Grand Prix any longer, and he leaves. Gerler gets a 3-second time penalty. Penalties could be an issue around this circuit. Fox is looking at the back of Darcy now. The Mercedes that Timo navigated a few seconds ago. A lap ago, sorry. But this time Darcy still maintains the DRS of the car ahead. So it doesn't.
Yeah, Fox was very close on the previous lap there as well after Timo made his pass. It almost looked like he was in a position to possibly take advantage as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he makes his move either this lap or the next. He's certainly close enough.
Unfortunately, can't make it this lap. Timo runs wide! That was very close between the Mercedes and the McLaren with contact. Fortunately none. And they can continue racing, as you like to see. There's a nice midfield group here between going down from 3rd to 8th as Galileo closes up on the back of Fox and whoops, a lonely 3 seconds back, getting caught by Nicola Rosbot in the Ferrari.
Yeah, Adam getting very close to the back of Dane there now. He'll be picking up DRS when he gets around to that part of the track.
Yep. It'll be nice to see some overtakes for the final podium spot. Be nice to see someone different up on the top step, on any step really. We like to see drivers staking their claim in their respective tier, and it's always good to see them do well. The normal drivers are not as high as they would be. McKenda, Legend, and Vicky, they are not quite up there today.
And Adam is inching closer and closer. DRS is open. He's going for it. He sends it down the inside. He's making that stick. By the look of it, yeah, made that look easy in the end. But locks up coming into the corner, so this is going to give Dane a chance to get a switch back on the next DRS section.
Yep, it looks like he's no, Adam deploys ERS. Dane is not deploying. What's happened to Darcy? Darcy's had a moment, and he's fallen down to P8, 1.8 seconds behind, and that promotes Fox to P6. Galileo looking at the back of that racing point, wanting it past it. Timo will be now looking to try and get past Dane. Although he has very little ERS, and Dane in that racing point has a lot more more in the realm of 68%, 70% in that car. Sonny still making his way around the circuit at a good pace. 3.6 ahead.
Pulling away, isn't he? My God, he's really pulling away.
As Darcy pits. So Darcy opting for the 2-stop. That is something we need to notice. Note that I didn't quite note before is that there's could be some diversity in the strategy. We could have a few drivers going for a 2-stop and some going for a 1-stop, and that could be very vital to the race and how that affects it. We'll see what the leaders do. We'll see what the drivers inside the top 10 will do. But it's really going to spice things up come the end of the race, as we won't know who's going to win the race if there's some diversity up at the top.
Yeah, there's a lot of tyre management involved if you're going to go for the 1-stop. Something I was actually trying in my race on Wednesday, but didn't quite go to plan. But yeah, you need to really look after the tyres if you're going for the 1-stop. The 2-stop is definitely the safer option, but of course you're delaying your times by doing an extra stop when you maybe don't need to.
Yeah, so I guess it's just whichever you prefer, whichever you find faster in your race testing, or whatever the car in front of you is doing, that will decide it for you. unless you're starting on a different set of tyres. For example, the mediums, as is like Galileo's doing right now. On the medium tyres behind all these soft runners, Timo all over the back, the racing point of the Dangerous. It's quite dangerous, really.
Yep, we're seeing both McLarens really hassling
Two
both
stop.
the
We've
racing
got
points.
this is it. We've got two stoppers coming in now. Crystals, Dane, Timo. So those are the two stop strategies. They have opted for that. Will we see Sonny respond to this? Because the undercut around this circuit is really powerful. It can gain, especially from the mediums, it can gain you seconds, like 3 or 4 seconds in 2 laps. It's quite insane. So we'll see how Sonny responds to these pit stops, and same with Adam and Fox.
Yeah, I think Sonny would be favouring the one stop for this track. And I was getting a bit of coaching from him, and that's kind of the route that we're kind of going down. But yeah, like you say, it's a risk, and we'll see what he thinks of the guys that are pitting just now.
I mean, if I was Sonny, I would definitely pit for a 2-stop strategy. Just knowing that there's other people pitting for that, and you have a 5.4 seconds over someone who is doing a possible 2-stop.
Yep, as we see a DNF from Makendo there, he's decided that's enough, and he retires in the pit lane.
Yep, that's it for him. As Galileo did get past Fox, I showed it on stream, but we didn't have anything to comment on it. It was a pretty simple move. There's not much else to comment on, really. Timo's on the back of Ron, actually, so we'll see if he can navigate the AlphaTauri. Ron's actually pitted, so effectively Ron is actually ahead of Timo, which just shows you how powerful the undercut is around here. And is Sonny gonna pit? He does. Sonny is into the pit lane. He is reacting to the call that is set out by Timo, which, in my opinion, is the best choice. It's Adam pit. So there is no soft runners apart from Fox that are still out on circuit that could be going for the one-stop strategy. So that is good news for Sonny. That is good news for everyone else, as we run on board of Timo as he comes into the final sector. Where will Sonny come out in relative to these? Timo's been stuck behind Ron, so that won't help him, as Sonny is way out in front. It's actually Crystals who's the closest to him, sorry. And it's 3.4 seconds, so it just shows how much pace Sonny had on that soft compound.
Yep, it's quite nice, a nice bit of air that he's managed to slap himself back into there, so he's not immediately into a fight, which means he's got a little bit of breathing space to try and get his tyres up to temperature, get himself sorted out, and back into the rhythm. Just looking at penalties as well, see Galileo, who's currently our provisional leader, managed to pick up 11 seconds worth of penalties, which is going to hurt him quite a lot at the end of the race, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately it will hurt him, but hopefully not as much as we think. Maybe with a safety car it could definitely hurt him more. As you look at the rear ring of the AlphaTauri that Timo wants to get past. Timo really looking and trying to get past now, and it looks like he might go for it, as we don't see until the very last minute. Round the outside goes Timo. Ron's still there but can't do anything about the McLaren, who takes the position. And Timo will try and pull away and make sure he maybe makes a gap to the Alfa Romeo of Adam, just to make sure that he doesn't get overtaken. So Fox is opting for the one-stop strategy, which could become a problem in the later stages of the race for this man here, Sonny, and even for Crystals and Timo. And Sonny's going to have to do some overtaking for the first time in this race, as he has to try and get past the traffic of Larson, Rosbot, and as Timo sets the fastest lap of the race, so he's not messing around. He wants to try and close up to the back of Crystals once again. All that work that he did in the first stint is undone, and Larson's work is coming undone as well, as he spun. Doesn't look like any damage to the car, so he can continue without any pit stops.
Yeah, I think he just unsettled himself a little bit there as he ran wide through the long right-hander, sorry. Must have just clipped the curb, and it's just yeah, around. It's very easily done there as well. Like, there's a very fine line between where you decide to stay flat on the throttle and where you need to maybe lift off and drift out.
Yeah, as Adam got past Ron through the first sector, which I didn't see, so apologies for that. As Timo does clear Larson, which is crucial, but it does put him a further second back from Crystals. Sonny is stuck behind Nico Rosberg. Not anymore. Straight up the inside.
Wow.
That was, I didn't really expect that.
Just jumped down the inside of him there. I don't think he expected that either, to be fair.
It's just a tyre advantage at this stage. 8-lap hold, medium versus fresh. It looks like it's working out for the Red Bull. It's Christos is going to have to clear that Ferrari next. You can see him in the distance. There he is. And he won't need to actually, because Rosberg pits. So no clearing needed.
I see, just despite being out of position there, Fox is now starting to lose a little bit of time to Galileo. So this is probably a point where
that's
the
Larson
start
around.
hurting.
Larson around at the final corner. He made some contact with Ron on the inside, and Larson, with wing damage, is stuck on the middle of the circuit, trying to find a safe place to rejoin. Hopefully he doesn't get disqualified for the wrong way. He doesn't, and he continues on his way. And he looked like he was going to go straight back into the wall though, which I wouldn't quite recommend.
Yeah, it's annoyingly easy to do, unfortunately. I've been caught out with that myself. One spin and then another spin and another spin, and then you're in the wall. The tyres just get hotter and hotter.
Yep, there's Dane's going to make his way past the AlphaTauri. Ron actually staking the claim of going to the inside. That didn't make sense. He defended to the inside, and but it didn't matter because Dane gets the position on the inside. That's it really, no one close. Darcy and Vicky actually are close. I'm blind.
Sonny has caught up with Oops, and is he gonna go? Well, no, he's not really in a great place to do an easy pass. So unless he sends it down the inside again,
I don't
he'll
think
be stuck there for a while.
I don't think he'll do that. Just the fact that he's in the race lead, he doesn't need to.
Yeah, it's a bit of an unnecessary risk at this stage.
Yeah. As Galileo
Might-
pulls into the box.
Might see it down the straight though. We are. Sonny's side by side with him now. He does it round the coming round the outside into the first corner.
So the bit of overtake, the moves is done for Sonny, and Spinels is now going to be trying to catch him. It's about 2.8 gap, so it has fallen, but Sonny's been in traffic, so I don't think we've actually seen Sonny's real pace on those medium tyres quite yet. I think we'll see it soon.
A bit of clear air now to Fox. So
Yeah, remember Fox is
we'll
on
see.
the one-stop strategy, so Fox is technically 5.2 ahead of Sonny, so keep that in mind.
yeah, Fox and Oops, the only two drivers so far not to pit. They're still on the tyres they started on.
Yep, unfortunately we did have those casualties on lap 1 that did pit for no fault of their own. And as we got a nice helicopter cam shot as we come through the middle sector. The Red Bull, maybe we can get one off there. No, we can't get one off the racing point, unfortunately. We can't get one off him as well.
See, Vicky and Darcy are still within a second of each other. They've been together for quite a while in this race now. They've been pushing each other around.
Yeah, I think Darcy got moved in a couple of laps ago. I think the Guts has been steadily pulling out of DRS range, which it now has, and Fox pits. The only one-stopper that we have currently, unless Whoops pits. No, Whoops is going for a 2-stop. So, Fox being the only one opting for the one-stop strategy, which I know make Danny Coe very mad, because Danny is very firm in the eyes of the one-stop strategy. Sorry, Danny. But everyone opting for the 2-stop, apart from Fox, so it just depends. I think these guys have done their testing, they've done their homework, they know what they're doing, so I assume it's the best strategy for them, and it's probably, I think we've seen it in every other tier so far, that it is the better strategy. Yeah, with Danny in chat, up the one-stopper.
And we've got another yellow flag there. That's a Ferrari. That's Nico Rosberg, I think, is it?
Yep. Does he get away with it? He doesn't get away with no damage. He's into the wall. That is heavy damage. So he's gonna have to
that's a long way to carry that damage as well. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can get back without losing a wheel. I assume it'll be difficult for him. As Dane is on the back of Adam now. I think that was like a 2-second gap, like a couple laps ago. So Dane's done has done a good job catching Adam. And this is our no, this is everyone stopped. So this is actually our race lead now. So we're just waiting for other people to stop now for this for the second time, which won't happen for around 18 laps. So around lap 18, lap 19, we'll see everyone going for their second stop of the race.
I'm interested to see if the hard tyre runners can actually make it to the end of this race on those tyres or not.
That would be interesting.
Looking forward to seeing how that pans out.
So Galileo sets the fastest lap of the race. He is on fresh mediums. He's behind Ron. Fox gets a 3-second time penalty. So very minimal penalties around here. So Fox and Whoops are the only 1-stoppers. I think Whoops is actually on a 2-stop, just with the fact that he pitted lap 10 on the mediums. So that would tell me that he's on a 2-stop.
Galileo's looking very close to Ron. We've got Fox actually in the mix there as well. All three of them now coming down the DRS straight. Are we going to see a pass here? Ron is defending. Switches back to the outside again. Oh, is he close enough? Galileo sends it down the inside. Oh, it's tight. Now around the outside. Ah, it looks like so close to bumping. He makes it stick though.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And at the same time, I think we see a pass at the top there as well. I think Dane on Adam as well.
Yeah, I was watching Galileo and Adam as they go again. Sorry, Ron. As they go again, Ron losing the race. That's like the third time he's been sideways, and that's Vinny. Spinny is back. He has lost it. 3-turn-3. Lucky.
Again, no damage there for him though. Lucky boy.
Yep. So he should be able to get away quite nicely. Adam still within 4 times. Fox within. I don't think that was an overtake. I think a position needs to be given back. What did I just watch? I think Ron lost it, and then Fox was like, "No, I'm cutting the corner," and he just cut the corner completely. I mean, he gets 3 seconds because of it, so I don't. Okay, we'll leave that as it is. He took the penalty for it.
We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's his payment. We've got another yellow flag in the first sector there.
That's Ron. So yeah, Ron's tyres are definitely falling off. 9 lap old, so not that old really, actually. Legend and Vicky's tyres are 11 laps old, and there's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of Vicky, he's going to get attacked by Whoops now. Adam's going to actually have a look on Dane, actually. I just looked there, and it doesn't look like it's going to be done.
We see Oops manages to get past Vicky there as well. Quite a straightforward pass.
Yeah, but maybe Vicky might be able to come back. No, he's too far back. As we have approached the halfway mark of the race, lap 14 of 28. So these drivers halfway there to the end of the season.
Quite a tight little cluster that we've got, sort of towards the middle area of the grid.
Yeah. Whoops now attacking Legend. I think Legend will need to pit again. So he's technically only 3 seconds away from people that need to pit as well. And Legend was caught up in a lap 1 incident. So he's doing very well, I do have to say.
Yeah, it's been a good recovery from him this race.
So far, definitely. As Ron pits, Vicky pits, Ron stays out. We'll see if how Ron controls the car as he comes through here. He has to lift.
Adam's on the back of Dane again, but Dane is boosting as well, and we've got AlphaTauri in the first sector there again.
I watched it happen. It's
Oh, and he's still spinning. Oh, he needs to just take it easy.
Oh, look at him. The wheel spin. Tokyo Drift!
Again.
Tokyo
Oh, no.
Drift! 6th gear drift. That was incredible. As Whoops gets legend. I'm
I
just.
don't know. Is he taking this seriously?
I
anymore?
don't think
I
he's.
can't tell.
I don't think he is. No, he's definitely not. That is in top 5 moments, definitely. Oh my god. That was such a good camera angle for it as well. That was perfect. Ron, although not surprising us with his overtakes or anything, he is. Oh, look at him go! I've been so happy that no one's really close on track and they're coming through lonely sectors. Because this is some fantastic drift spectacle. Look at the. Oh no! Oh, that was a 2 out of 10 at best. Kick the rear out. We need more. He's trying too hard now.
Oh no, he's tapping walls. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
A phenomenal transition there into the penultimate corner.
He's drifting in the pit lane. Drifting in the. Yeah! He spins in the pit lane. He gets into wig. And he gets a 5-second
well.
penalty. And he retires. Well, Ron definitely going out in style at the last race of the season. You can't fault it. You can't fault it. Now back to the action. Adam and Dean still very close to each other on circuit. But it looks like Dean's just got the upper hand on the Alfa Romeo. It's just... it's calming down a bit through the midpoint. Other than that, though, it just seems like Abu Dhabi's doing its normal tricks of being boring. Don't really know what else to say.
I must say, it always makes me nervous when we have a driver DNFing in the pit lane and then the AI car returns back on track to then try and DNF somewhere else. I'm always ready, just waiting for the yellow car, the safety car, sorry, to be called.
Yeah, it's just annoying, really. Is this car stopped in the middle of the track?
It looks
It
like
is!
yeah.
It is! It's stopped in the middle of the track! Okay, now it's disappeared.
Well done, Codemasters, well done.
Oh my god. What is this game? And,
Missing all of my interval times again as well, so I
Yeah.
can't actually tell who's close to who just now.
well, I think it's only Dan and Adam that are close to each other. I can just tell by the minimap. Those are the only people. And my telemetries, my lap data, actually we don't need it. We don't need it. It's okay. So we just see no UI, no HUD, just watch them go around the circuit. These beautiful F1 cars, these beautiful machines at work. Now we need HUD because people are gonna complain.
We should just leave it like that for the rest of the race and just add an extra dimension of difficulty in it.
Who's close? You should look at the minimap. Oh wait, you can't. Yeah, it's only.
Adam is closing on Dane again. It's always in the last section of the track though, so it's yeah, he struggles to pass on the DRS section somehow.
Yeah, but I'm just watching them really. Timo pits. Timo is the first of the 2 stoppers to pit. They'll be trying to get a bit of an undercut on crystals. He might come out in between the Williams and the Renault. That's of Legend of the Hammer. As Darcy pits. So that's one car the way. Might come out ahead of the Renault. I think that's what he'll be hoping for. I don't think he will though. I think Legend will come out ahead of Timo. He does. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he does.
Yep, as we see, 3rd and 4th are now going into the DRS zones again. Adam has his DRS wide open.
Yep.
I must say, Dane's ERS management's been phenomenal here. Every time they've arrived at the DRS zones, he's been able to keep the gap relatively similar. It means that by the time Adam's within striking distance, they're already into the 3rd sector, which is just a bit too twisty to go for anything big.
Yep. Absolutely correct. You're just not getting close enough into the bits that matter. And the turbo hybrid ears are not beautiful grr. I was talking about the aerodynamic features of the car, not the engine. I know the engines aren't good. I think V10s and V12s, actually even just the V8s. The V8s were better than this.
I miss the screaming. I
Yeah.
really do.
And the blown diffusers. There's crystals, pits. In his V6 hybrid is 1.6 litre V6 hybrid turbo.
Just watching Timo making his way back up there. He's right over the back of Legend at the minute with his fresh tyres.
Timo, that's not an overtaking opportunity. Round the outside of the penultimate corner.
Wow.
Okay.
Legend rightly pits. That was amazing. Clean around the outside.
I didn't expect that. Oh, who's going to get out ahead? Oops, Crystals. This might be crucial. The Crystals race. Crystals gets out ahead. V10s are disgusting compared to V12s Pro. I don't know. V10s still... Well, we can agree they sound better than these. That's a universal agreement. We can say with confidence. This is the closest that Adam's been to Dane in quite a while, so maybe we might see an overtake. V6 hybrid, Danny, no, you need to leave.
I'm just wondering as well if this fight between Adam and Dane is actually allowing Galileo and Fox to close up. I keep looking at the map then, and they seem to be, it seems to be getting a tighter and tighter gap as the race goes on.
I think we're forgetting that Fox is on a one-stop. And look how far ahead he is of Timo. Fox could be well looking at a podium here today. It could be very likely.
Yep, just see
Sonny
he's 6
Pitts.
seconds worth of penalties at the minute, so he's going to have to
Yeah,
try and
but
hold that gap.
it's going to be difficult. As Sonny Pitts onto the soft compound tyre.
Okay, so we're going to see a last stint sprint here then.
Well,
to
he
the finish.
needs to. He needs to catch Fox, doesn't he?
Yep.
Actually, I
It's gonna have to be quick.
think he has him on penalties. How many warnings does Sonny have? Just out of interest.
Let's look. I couldn't say actually. Hang on.
He has 2 warnings. But one of them might be for collision, actually. No, he has 2 warnings. So one more warning, then he gets a penalty. So he needs to be careful on the soft compound tyres that he doesn't push over the edge. But he is gaining on Fox, as you would expect him to. Fox's mediums aren't that old, really, only 7 laps compared to Sonny's 0 lap old tyres, not even a lap old. So, but Sonny is on the soft, so I do expect him to gain massive amounts of time as he comes through this section of the track.
Adam again is all over the back of Dane, but it's always in the last section.
I think
Dane pits there, I think.
Yeah, he does.
Did I see that right? Yep.
And
As does
does
Galileo. Yep.
So Sonny is back on the podium. He is closing on Fox though, at a rapid pace.
Yeah, I mean, Sonny definitely has Fox on penalties easily.
Yep. Even if he picks one up himself, I think then he has to worry about crystals behind if he does do that.
Yep.
I don't know whether soft compound tyres are the right option, but it's obviously the one that he's gone with, so that probably knows more than me than what he's doing.
I mean, he only needs to complete 8 laps, so I think the soft tyre should be good enough for that.
Well, maybe
I think when you start getting to lap 10 or 12 on soft, that's when it starts getting a bit sketchy.
Maybe Chuck can tell us whether that was a good idea to go on the softs, maybe. Unless it's a safety car. I mean, it's not out of the question.
Yeah, that could spice things up quite considerably. Everyone's quite spaced out at the minute by the look of things, so yeah, that would That would certainly bunch everything up again.
Yeah. As that's the DRS range for Sonny now for into Fox. DRS range for the Red Bull and the Racing Point. Bit like real life.
Will he wait? We've seen him make a pass on the start-finish straight before when he's been in this position. I think we might see a repeat of that here. He's close enough. He's close enough. He's going for it.
35.
Fastest lap as he goes.
That's a 35.9. That's a very fast time. Up the inside.
they
That's
touched.
contact. Fox in the wall. And that safety car might not be too far. You might want to.
He's going, but huh? Okay. I see. So he drives the wrong way down, hits the other wall, and retires from session. I wonder if that was deliberate then, just to try and get the car out of the way, but before retiring. Surely not.
I don't know. No safety car though.
I can't make sense out of whether that was a voluntary retirement or not. Safety car, yellow flag.
There is a
and
safety car. Yes, Pro, we are going to annoy what Danny said about how he loves V6s, because no one loves V6s. So a safety car deployed.
So this changes everything. Then we're gonna have yeah, this is gonna be full of action to
Fox
the end of the race.
might get a penalty because of that. Because he has caused a safety car that changes the race. So
Yeah, that was so unusual. I mean, it looked like he spun, he clipped the wall, and then yeah, he just floored it in a straight line backwards into the next wall previous. I don't really understand what happened there.
yeah, it's a bit weird. No, Danny, we're not saying eliminate you because of the one stop. I was saying eliminate you because of the fact that you said V6 hybrids. No. IRL, no, not even IRL. Adam's gonna get a free pit stop out of this. Sonny is obviously gonna be the race leader. I don't know why I needed to mention that.
I mean, this is a perfect time now as well for Sonny to look after his tyres a little, for a couple more laps behind the safety car. So he's going to be in a really, really good position on near fresh, or as fresh as soft as you can really hope for at this stage.
Yeah.
So he's in a commanding position now.
Yeah, it's looking good for the Red Bull. Looking good. The crackle, the Honda crackle, that was a nice sound, I suppose. But I mean, the blown diffusers were better. The blown diffusers definitely sounded better.
I'll say the one thing I like about, I suppose this is more IRL than in the game now, but the one thing I do like about the more modern Formula 1 cars at the minute is the spool from the turbo, and listening to that whistle. You can hear it so loudly when they've got the onboard shots, and not only that, the engines are just about quiet enough now that it actually, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but I kind of like the sound that the cars make now when they run over the rumble strips. You can really hear that buzz every time they hit them. But I do miss the old high revving engines. They were always something special. That was unmistakably a Formula 1 car when you heard that.
Yeah. And then you just hear the grumble of whatever this is.
Yep.
Well, who said 4 DNFs? Who said it in the chat? I'm pretty sure someone always says it, 4 DNFs. I can't remember who though.
It's not over yet though, to be fair. Now they're going to have to try and keep their tyres warm, and if they've been sat behind the safety car and not focusing on their tyre temperatures as much, then yeah, cold tyres, we might see a few more hiccups.
Yeah, maybe Dragon said 4. It's not over yet, so like you said, this is definitely not over yet.
We're going to have another lap of the safety car. Just waiting for everybody to catch up.
I can't remember what Dragon said, if to be honest. Yeah, so I think it will be in this lap or the next one. Someone said 4. I remember someone saying 4, so... for DNFs. Not many penalties really, I think we'll bring them up. See how many people have. Galileo has 9 seconds, which is definitely not going to help him achieve his a top 5 finish. Legend has 6 seconds, Gala with 3, and Terra with 3. So not looking good for those guys.
Just trying to look back through the chat for the DNF predictions.
So it's okay, you don't need it.
Struggling to find them though, I'm going to give up on that. That's too much.
I think I might be
Too much to scroll through. Oh, as Vicky touches Legend by the look of it there, there's a bit of a contact, 5-second penalty.
Is that one both ways?
No, looks like just Vicky.
Yeah,
I think,
right.
was it?
Yeah, just Vicky got one. Because I don't think you can get a 1 second time penalty in this game. Unfortunately, would be nice.
It's so easily done though, isn't it? When you have to be so vigilant when you're behind the safety car. You got people. Some people like to weave. Some people like to accelerate and brake just to try and get heat into the tires. And yeah, it's easy to catch yourself out.
Yeah, very easy. I'm just gonna tip my hoodie off.
What's more frustrating as well when you are in a safety car train like this and you are trying to warm your tyres up is how unfair the penalty system can sometimes be when you do tap somebody in front. It'll frequently give you a penalty and the car in front, even though it wasn't necessarily their fault.
Yeah, that would be pretty frustrating. But anyway, that's the game for you, I suppose.
Yep. Well, at least in terms of consistency, it's the same rule for everybody.
Yeah.
Even if we don't agree with it.
Yeah. So safety car staying up for another lap.
It looks like it. The lights are still on, and I think at this point in the track it would have. Yeah.
It's gone. Oh, that's very late. That's extremely late to call.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
So Sonny's gonna have to really slow down to make sure that he doesn't. Make sure the safety car gets in before he gets underway, and he's going anyway. You know, he says screw it. At the exit of the final corner, he gets underway. It's not a great launch, but it's good enough. Timo's coming under pressure from Dane and Galileo as they all steam into turn 1 for the second time, for the 25th time of this race.
It's got a 3-lap sprint to the finish of the race now.
Yep, pretending you're in a 5-lap lobby without the dive bomb. As Dane's going up the inside, excuse the comment about the dive bombing because Dane's just completely ignoring me and he's going for it on the soft compound tyres as Darcy makes up a 5-second penalty. What's happened to the hammer? Someone's happened to the hammer at the back. He's got damage.
One out, yep.
The perfect view of this comes from Adam. Are we going to see a 3-wide moment? It looks like we are 3 wide as we come down into the chicane. Who's going to get the better of it? It's Galileo on the outside, on the inside. He's had to back out of it. And that's Adam now. And now it's just Timo and Dane battling side by side. But Adam's got a much better run out of all of them. And he's going to look for it. Galileo's also looking. But it looks like it's going to be Timo once again trying to make a move on Dane. We have another safety car! We have a safety car!
Again. Why was that?
And who gets that position? I don't know what that safety car was for.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that looks severe enough there to warrant a safety car.
No, this is nothing.
Why?
I'm just gonna
Why Codemasters? Why?
I'm just gonna look through the grid. Dahammer's got significant damage to his wing. Larson doesn't. Does Rosbart? Rosbart doesn't. Neither does Vinny. Terra or Gerla or anyone of that matter has significant damage to their wing to warrant a safety car being out on the circuit. So I don't.
So, am I right in thinking then we're gonna have 1 lap because the game is coded in such a way that the safety car will not stay out on the last 2 laps? Is that correct?
So yeah, we'll pull in on this lap.
And then we'll have a 1-lap sprint to the end. Is that right? Yeah.
We'll have 2 laps because lap 27
laps, yeah.
and then 28.
That's right. Yeah.
So
okay.
This kind of works in the softness favours, I suppose.
I mean, Sonny won't be enjoying this one bit because he's forever building a gap and then having to build another gap and then again.
Yeah. He got away well, but this time we know how long the safety car takes to say it's coming in the pit lane. So this gives a chance for Dahammer to climb back up there.
Yep, he's going to have to go flat out to catch up with the safety car train before the safety car period ends.
This happened last time actually. Last season I think I swear there was like a very late safety car. It wasn't for no reason. Someone did crash, but
I really don't understand what happened there. I keep trying to think, but I don't think I missed anything either. There was no major incident to warrant another safety car.
Yeah,
It just came out of the blue, didn't it?
yeah, it was just very random.
And there we go, safety car in this lap. That's a really early call. So we've gone from a really late call to a ridiculously early call.
So, I don't understand this game.
No.
So
No,
it's,
but we will have another sprint.
yeah. Vinny, who's sat in P13, has a lot of people ahead of him who has penalties, and he has none. So we could see him jump well up into the points by the end of the race. Same with Whoops. Whoops can gain 2 positions up into P5. But as we get underway, once the safety car is going so slow through that corner. These aren't even doing 60 miles an hour, and they're still catching up to the safety car. As they get underway once again. Slowly, Sonny setting himself up. And we are underway once again here at Abu Dhabi. Green flag racing, lap 27 of 28. 2 more laps to be able to make your claims at the grid, to try and get further up. It's Legend and Whoops now are close together. Everyone's they are the closest together, 2 tenths between them. As they get separated, as Galileo and Team are very close, and Adam and Dean I think will stick up at the top. And it looked like Adam was going to go for a move there on Dean, and Sonny within 6 tenths. Legend diving up the inside of Whoops, and Whoops gets a much better exit. And the Mercedes driver looking to get the slipstream of Galileo, but Legend still being able to tuck into the slipstream of...
Oh, Adam goes for it. Adam sends it down into the corner there. He's round the outside now. Pushed very wide there as well by Dane.
They're too close there. Adam very close now on the back of the racing point. Will he be able to go for a move? Girls right on the back of Darcy as well. Might be a move back there. There's not one there, so is there one here? No, not quite yet. And
both drivers used a hell of a lot of VRS coming down the back straight there as well.
As Legend gets another penalty, that's 9 seconds for Legend. He won't be too happy about that one. But Sonny not pulling away from Crystals as what he would have liked. So is Crystals going to be able to challenge for the top? Sonny has led this race from start to finish.
Crystals have no ERS. He's got no ERS.
He's got no more deployment. We don't even know how much percent he has left. He could have a lot more than what we think. He has 52%, so Sonny does have enough as we are on the last lap. Sonny needs to be able to build a gap probably bigger than 7 tenths or something like that to be able to keep the charging Alpha Romeo behind as they all come through through turn 3 now. And
hearing from Ocean Chief that Sonny has hiccups currently. So,
oh no!
Let's hope this doesn't affect anything.
Hopefully not. We'll run on board of Crystals now. Will Crystals... There's no DRS deployed. There's no DRS. I completely forgot about that. So the 1 second thing doesn't even matter. As Legend's getting overtaken by Vicky now. And I think we might see this switch back in a minute as some slipstream comes into effect. And Legend goes for it on the inside of the Haas. And this is for P8, although I think Vicky will get it off penalties, and that's very close between the Mercedes. And that's going to give Gerler a bit of a chance to get up the inside, but they can't do anything of it. This is the last chance for people to get their overtakes in, and it doesn't look like any's going to take place here. Gerler having a look on the outside, can't make anything of it. It's going to be, you're going to have to go for an audacious dive if you want a position now here in the United Arab Emirates.
We might well see it as well. Everybody's within a second of the car in front just about, so we might well see a last minute dive.
Doesn't. As Sonny now. Sonny led this race from start to finish. It's the final race of the season. He comes around the penultimate to the final corner. It looks certain if he doesn't lose the rear here. He comes round the final corner to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Crystal's in P2 and Dean in P3. Who's going to claim P5? It's initially Whoops, and Whoops does stake that claim, and Vinny's up in a P7, Dahama P8, Roswell P9, Darcy
Terra
P10.
reverses across the finish line there.
In style does Terra.
Yeah, I think he spun there coming around the last corner. He's got a bit of front wing damage there as well.
And that is the end of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the end of the Tier 2 season. A fantastic way to close it after Honorary Grand Prix. I've got on the season.
Well deserved, I think, there for Sonny. That was he's put in a hell of a lot of work. For this race. He's been grinding this track non-stop. So
definitely
yeah,
well
nice
deserved.
to see it pay off. Yeah.
A fantastic jump by the Red Bull. So there you go. There is your race winner. Sonny takes the cake, being first position. A very well-deserved victory. Crystals couldn't quite get it today, but we should see him back for next season as well as Sonny it. And there's some momentum as they go into the break. Dane in P3, Adam in P4, Whips P5, Timo P6, Vinny P7, Dahama P8, Roswell P9, Darcy P10, Gerla P11, Vicky P12, Larson P13, Legend P14, Galileo P15, and Terra reversing across the line in P16. Your DNFs are Fox, Ron, McKenda, and Dragon. So 4 DNFs, whoever said 4. There you go.
A good jump in positions there from Oops and from Vinny, as he predicted with the penalties that are up ahead there. Hammer and Rosbot taking advantage of that as well.
So who do you want to give driver of the grid?
I think, yeah, the game has kind of made a good choice there with Oops having a really clean race and jumping as far as he did. I kind of want to say Sonny as well, but again, I don't know. I'm trying to be impartial. I mean, he's put in a hell of a lot of work for this race, and like I say, it's paid off really, really well for him.
Well, neither Sonny or Whoops have had driver of the day before or in this season, so I think whatever you choose, I will choose them.
I think I'm going to lean towards Sonny again, trying to stay as impartial as possible. But I know how much work has gone into this.
Yeah.
He's been practicing so much for this race. So yeah, I mean, a well-deserved victory and controlled it from the start there. You know, flawless really.
Yep, fantastic by Sonny. And speaking of him, let's bring him into the commentators. We've our race winner, Sonny. Fantastic race today, Sonny, leading every lap that you possibly could, being effective P1. Nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong the whole race. Just walk us through it.
I mean, I just pulled the Max Verstappen. Yeah, I mean, very happy with the result. It's been a long time coming, the first win in SLR, especially after the previous season when I got it on track and just didn't close it out. So especially that's why I wanted it even more this time around, just to get the redemption for the last season. And it finally happened. It finally paid off. I managed to, just before the race, find my way to get some extra pace on the quali lap, which also turned out it was very helpful, because the 2/10 that I gained was very, very crucial to secure the pole. And yeah, from there I was a bit worried that with my setup I will be a sitting duck, because I had 4-7 wings, and I think it was showing after the last safety car restart. That's why I was super happy to gain the advantage early into the race. And with that advantage, I could just pull away and not worry about anyone in my DRS, because I knew as soon someone is within that 1 second gap, I will have to drive behind him and we'll have to battle entire race. That's how my setup was made. But lucky that I managed to drive in freer entire race to not get held up too much in traffic. I just missed out on the fastest lap because I had to follow Fox for a little bit. So I noticed that I also completed my Verstappen cosplay with missing the fastest lap just by 0.002 of a second. But other than that, very happy to finally cross this SLR victory. And of course, thanks for Chief for staying with me in VC and trying to calm me down, saying, yeah, you can do it all the time. And probably to Brownie for providing the setup, which really was really pleasant to drive. It's just felt like, I don't know, it just felt really smooth, like the car was driving itself. So it's a risky setup, but if it pays off big time. So super excited, yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You go.
sorry, on you go, Bailey.
No, you go. You go.
I was going to say, when you before the first set of pit stops, there was it always your intention to do a 2-stop, or was the first pit that was that a reaction to the guys that were following you? Because I half expected you to go for a 1-stop after the discussions we've had in the run up to the race.
I even said before the race that I will do the 1-stop because the setup was made for the 1-stop. But since I'm on pad, it's not the easiest thing to do. Even though I think it might be, there might be argument that this is faster, and I actually prepared for it. But when with Chief in VC, he's been telling me a lot of people pitted before you have the gap to defend from the undercut. There is only one guy doing 1-stop and he's P7, so just don't drop it on the strategy because something might go wrong with the 1-stop, which with 2-stop I felt pretty comfortable in practice. So I decided to change up because most of the grid went for the 2-stop, and I didn't need to worry about undercut. So yeah, just made the change on the run.
Noticed as well towards the end of the race there, Chief was letting us know you had a small bout of hiccups on the last couple of laps. How did that work out?
I don't know what the hiccups were. It just I was a bit stressed because I had in mind that even though I had tire advantage on crystals, I was a bit worried because of my setup. I knew that he can potentially close to me, but without DRS and with us both having a lot of fuel and a lot of battery, I just managed to keep the gap as it was and carry on, because I noticed that in the free air we had very similar pace, but he was just making mistakes here and there. So I was definitely not feeling like I secured it, and something exactly the same happened to me last season with safety car coming out in the last possible moment. So I had these flashbacks and it's like, don't get a penalty. So yeah, just managed to keep it on track.
Yeah, it was great to watch your race, and a really well deserved victory. Like absolutely commanding right from the very start. It was yeah, great to watch.
Yeah, we'll have to go and watch the replay, guys. Thank you.
Well, we'll drag you back into the SLR karaoke hour. Oh, I'm sure
Sure.
you'll be doing I'm sure you'll be doing a lot of singing after that victory. Or
Definitely.
or are you more of a champagne?
Yeah.
Right, I'll drag you back in.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations. Right, who do you want to bring in next? Boosted.
Who do we have?
We have Dahama, we have Gerla, and we have Adam.
Let's have Adam first.
Okay.
Shall we?
Let's drag him in. Alright, Adam.
Hold on.
Hello. You finished P4, if I remember?
Correct.
Yep. Well, it was a good race. You were always there, close. So, unfortunately, you weren't able to challenge for the victory today. Just tell us about your race. How'd it go from your perspective?
We did a Nico Hulkenberg at the Nürburgring, did no practice, had no setup before the race, mashed one together in time trial, used qualifying to learn the track, and then profited from some very good luck and a very fortuitous strategy. But then we didn't even predict to be in the top 5, considering we was almost a second off the leading pace in qualifying, and then at the end of the race we profited from the safety car, and then it was to try and get the podium from actually try and go against my teammate because the tyres were gone. However, he deserved to hold on to that after that, but every time I got stuck behind Dane, it was like Petrov and Alonso all over again. Then I tried to overtake him, but then he obviously I went up the inside, but then I got stuck on the curb, and then it was pretty much almost over then. But the ERS was out, so that was the end of that. So either way, it was a good race, and I'll take P4 for the season end. And yeah,
Wait, so
It's
where
about
did you start?
P8.
Ah, so a good result, good result.
I ejected because I screwed up my final quali lap because I was actually 2/10 up and I would have gone the second row, but I hit the curb coming out of the left right on the main straight, and then that was the end of that.
Unlucky.
Yeah, you
but-
had to... Sorry, Colin.
I was going to say I was actually trying to do the one-stop softer medium because it actually had that great pace, but I think what screwed it for me was that second safety car at the end because I couldn't take advantage of my fresh softs.
No, it's just a bit unfortunate, really. Yeah, that safety car, I think, messed up a few people's strategies in terms of stuff, but it definitely brought some people closer up to the front.
Yeah, it did. No, it's for
Speaking
sure.
of which as well, you and Dane seem to be having quite the battle. I mean, every time we looked at you guys on track, you were like right with each other the whole time, and it's just, yeah, constantly pushing each other around the track.
He had the upper hand in sector 2, but then we get into him. However, every time we came under the second straight, he always got the better exits, and then I got stuck behind him. And then I tried to overtake him in the places where I tried to overtake him in places like he kept going wide under the bridge in sector 3, and then the final turn, then I always got the back of him. But then on the main straight, he just pulled away. He was essentially parking his car, but that's just racing for you, so you can't really do much about it, to be honest. But congratulations to him on actually getting the podium, so he deserved that, all of it, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah, it was something we commented on while we were watching. It was, like you say, interesting to see how you were able to close the gap so well in the first and sort of second sector. Oh, sorry, in the third sector. But then that was always by that point, nowhere decent to then pass. And then in the first and second sector, he was able to maintain the gap as you were coming down the DRS straights. I think he was being quite clever with his DRS usage.
Yeah, I think what the other thing was when I decided to stay out an extra lap on the softs in the initial stint. Obviously, you don't know if it's going to work or not, but then that was pretty much the end. Kind of cost me a few seconds when he came out of the pits ahead of me under that safety car. So yeah, it's part of racing, so you can't really predict it. But GG to him, and Crystals and Sonny on the win.
Yeah. Well, and I don't have any more questions. What about you, Boosted?
No, I think I've exhausted most of mine. But no, really good race. Like I say, really entertaining to watch you and Dane going at it.
Yep. So we'll put you back into the other VC, and hopefully we'll see you next season.
Thank you. Yeah, I am sticking around next season, just sorting out teammates. Sorted. We're just sorting out which car we want to go in.
Yeah.
Maybe not Romeo this time.
Maybe try Ferrari. You spend much better.
I know. The thing is, every season I've driven a different car, and the Renault was cursed for me. I did one race in the Williams and then left it to go to Toro Rosso. I mean, essentially, the story has been, whatever car we've been in, it's always been great first race result, crap, and then at the end of the season we seem to pick up, but it's too late. But yeah, right, I'll jump into the chat. Thanks again.
Right, who do you want to bring in?
Who've got left? Let's have.
We have Gerlo, Dahama, and Legend.
Let's bring in. Let's start with Garla, shall we? Let's find out what happened. Hi Garla, how you doing? Bit of a disappointing race there at the start. There's a bit of carnage I think you're involved in. What went on there?
Yeah, so I got a good start, I think. Dane behind me got a better one, but I was still P4 into the first corner, and then I just see Crystals locking up and going into Legend, and yeah, Legend just came into me. I think I don't know if Vicky was the one who tapped me or Legend, but yeah, one of them tapped me on the back, and I just spun in front of the whole grid. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's very unlucky this time. First, I think it was my best position in qualifying. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. I mean, when like you say, it was a good qualifying position, and when I saw the lineup, I thought, you know, the Red Bull boys are gonna might be able to pull out a really good finish between the two here. So it's unfortunate to see you get caught up in the that incident at the very start there. I actually missed it when it was going on. I just kind of caught the tail end, and it just looked like there was cars everywhere. I couldn't keep track of who hit who or what was going on. But yeah, no, an unfortunate start there for you. It's a good recovery though, to be fair. Actually, you finished 11th there, so you kind of managed to make your way back up to midfield at least, just outside the points. Frustratingly though.
Yeah, well, at first I thought, how is this not a safety car, because it was just a virtual, and so I couldn't like pit. Well, I did pit because I had wing damage, but I couldn't stay at the back of the pack because it was just a virtual safety car. Then I kept going. I was on hards, hoping that there would be another safety car, and there was. So okay, I can climb up the field now. But then as I get going, there's another safety car. So yeah, I think that second safety car didn't help me at all. I think if there wasn't that second safety car, I think I would have gained a lot of position. So yeah, again, unlucky with that, but
yeah, it's a bit of a strange race with safety cars today. I mean, we mentioned it when we were watching the race, the carnage at the start there at the very beginning, and we were wondering the same thing. You know, how is this not a safety car? How is this just a virtual safety car? Because it seemed like quite a lot of the back of the grid were a bit all over the place. And then at the very end there, when we had one safety car which we felt justified, and then a second safety car which seemed to come from out of nowhere. There was no real incident anywhere on the track, and the safety car just appeared. So it made it quite exciting to watch, but I can imagine it had been quite frustrating to have been caught up in it all.
Yeah, especially because there wasn't even DRS for the second, because we ran out of laps. So yeah, I couldn't really overtake anyone, even though I had fresher tires. So yeah, it's just very frustrating.
Yeah, but yeah, a bit of an interesting race, but yeah, hard luck. Hopefully get a better start to the next season. I'm assuming you're sticking around for the next season.
Yeah, I think I will be. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully get a better start to the first race of the next season then.
Thank you.
I think that's all I've got. Bailey, have you got
nothing.
anything?
Alright, I'll put you back into the event VC. We've got Dahama and Legend.
I'll let you choose this time. Either or.
I think we'll go to Dahama. Legend normally gets a lot of interviews, so we'll do Dahama as our last one. Hello, Dahama.
Hey.
Oh, Niba. We saw you were caught up in a bit of an incident at the start, but you managed to recover to P9?
8, yeah.
8, okay, very good. Very good.
But it was a terrible race. Like I had P11 qualifying, and I wasn't actually sad with that because then I could do medium soft, which was my plan. But then I had a great start. I was up to like P9 immediately. Then Vicky died, and I went left, but on that left side, that's where Gerla and Legend and everybody else crashed. So I couldn't do anything. I went into them. Then behind me, they went into me. I just posted a clip in Tier 3 General. Yeah, so then I had massive wing damage. I pitted. I got a 5-second penalty before from that incident as well. So I was held pretty long. So I came back, and then I was just in the middle of nowhere the entire race. At some point, just before the safety car, I was 10 seconds behind P10. So I thought, oh great, now I have soft tires, I have no warnings, this could be great. And then there was the restart, and yeah, there was some massive braking going on in turn 5. And I was mid-corner, so I couldn't really wreck. I was just about to go on the throttle when the guy ahead of me braked. So then I had wing damage again. And then there was another safety car, so I wanted to retire, but because of the safety car, I continued. And then I was last, basically, and then I was just a 2-lap train until the end, and I think some people ahead of me at last one let me past. Rosspot I overtook, and Terror did a dive in the last corner and killed himself. So I passed 3 people, and then because of the penalties, I passed the rest. So that's the story. It's a long
Yeah.
one, but just generally super unlucky.
It's still definitely you know a clear sort of example of why you shouldn't just give up and just retire when you've had maybe a bit of a bad start to the race or that. I mean you profited quite well from other people's penalties at the end of the race there, and it's got you some points as a result. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a nice
exactly.
recovery, all things considered.
But if the last safety car, like the first safety car restart, if I didn't have that incident there, I would have been P11, P10, and then could maybe make up 2 positions, and then not have penalties. I'd be like top 6 or something. So it's still a bit meh. Like I fought so hard to come back, and then I got thrown back again because of that incident. So yeah, it's I think it was a good race in pace, but a very bad race in luck. So I'm
Yeah,
glad it's over for now. I can do some other games for a while, not do F1, and reboot for the new season.
Yeah. Well, we'll hope to see you next time in the season. Well, we hope to see you in Melbourne. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yep, unless it vanishes from the earth, that's where we will be. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't look forward to it now, but I will in a few weeks. So.
Well, we'll see you later. We'll put you back on the other VC. Thanks for taking the time with the interview, and I'll put you in SLR karaoke. That is it from me. Thank you for watching the finale of the Tier 2 season. Not much else to say really. Join us tomorrow at the normal time of 6:15, I believe, CET, for the finale of Tier 1 for all the marbles who will take the crown tomorrow. For me, it's goodbye. Boost, anything left to say?
Yep, no, just thanks for watching. It was quite an entertaining race today. Lots of I was a bit worried that we might end up with a bit of a stalemate, especially when you see what this track's like in real life. But no, great to see a bit of action and a few safety cars spice things up as well. So yeah, looking forward to next season, and looking forward to tomorrow's Tier 1 race as well.
Well, that's it from me, and I'll see you tomorrow.